All right, well, SABC News senior reporter Canny Maphanga joins me now in studio to unpack today's court proceedings. Canny, a lot of developments, of course, in this court case, and we're seeing almost about turns in as far as the former minister's legal representation is concerned. What is the issue here with these representations?
Well, good afternoon to you, Nati, and to the viewers at home. When a person makes representations, it could either be the public or it could be the accused in the matter. Basically, you are making submissions to request the withdrawal of the charges against you. So you're looking at the criminal docket that has been placed before the court, and you're making your submissions in order to convince the NPA to drop those charges. It's one of those many rights that are afforded to persons in that criminal justice system when you're looking at that criminal process. Yeah. So, of course, what has happened, or what you have seen in this matter, is that it has been postponed a number of times because of this representations. Remember, you start with the regional head, and then you're able to escalate it to the DPP, and that's the stage that we're at now. And then, of course, if you find no favor in the DPP, you still have that final option of the National Director of Public Prosecution. So these are the many processes that you see being accessed by accused in the criminal justice system. And of course, in order to access these different rights that are afforded to you, it does provide a bit of a delay for the matter, hence another postponement. We expect when we return on the 24th of October that there is a decision from the Director of Public Prosecutions on the accused one's representation, as well as now Zizi Kodwa, as he has now joined and made his own representations. But of course, if the outcome doesn't favor them there, it doesn't stop there. They have the option of going to the next level, escalating it to the NDPP.
And we'll unpack that with our legal expert a little bit later on in the program, just in terms of what we can then expect when it does go back in court later on this month. But just talk to us about this particular case. I mean, this is one of those state capture related cases. So it is a serious case, and it does come with a lot of implications for both accused in this particular case. So just for the benefit of our viewers, remind us what is at stake here. What are the charges? And I mean, we know that the legal representatives have said and have spoken about this 1,000-page document that speaks to these charges.
Well, this is quite a serious matter. We consider it to be one of the high-profile cases emanating from the Zondo Commission. Of course, when you look at the National Prosecuting Authority, there has been some pressure for members of the public to see justice being done with respect to the high-profile individuals. So there's a lot of pressure for the NPA to see to its finish some of these matters. So, of course, there's a lot of stake for the National Prosecuting Authority, but then equally a lot at stake for the accused in the matter, specifically the former minister, Zizi Kodwa. You know, the implications or the consequences of this criminal matter on him has been he's had to step aside. He had to resign from his role as the former Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. Of course, when the 7th administration was formed, he could not be considered because there is this high Schedule 5 offense that is being looked at when you're looking at these corruption allegations against him. So this is one of the very many matters that the NPA has had to take on following the important work of the Zondo Commission. So, of course, for all parties and concerned in this matter, there's a lot at stake to see it to its finish. Of course, if a matter like this doesn't see to finality or does not get to the outcome that some may have thought, of course, that doesn't reflect well on the National Prosecuting Authority and this daunting task that has been placed on them to tackle this high-level corruption cases that have been placed before them. I
mean, just as, in closing, one of the things, of course, that we've heard in the previous cases is how the lawyers have actually said that, the state has a very weak case. So one then needs to ask the question about the evidence already that is contained in that docket in terms of these monies then that were exchanged between Johan McKay as well as Zizi Kodwa.
Well, Nati, we're not even at that stage yet where the state can even present its case because we're still in the lower court administrative processes that lead us up to getting that trial date. And of course, as I was explaining earlier, how criminal cases are different in that you are afforded a lot of rights in that process as the accused as well. And you're able to exercise those rights as and when you should. And of course, that presents presents significant delays in those criminal matters, which is why you will see criminal matters taking a longer period of time to reach their finality. We're not even at a trial date being set yet, and even the first witness being called to even see the kind of evidence that the National Prosecuting Authority is going to be bringing in this matter. So it's often said that it's premature to discuss the strength of a case or weakness of a case, but of course these parties have access to the docket that is going to be presented in this trial, and of course they make these statements in reflection of that, but of course it's ultimately the court that will make that decision once that matter goes to trial on whether the state had a weak or strong case or not.
Very quickly, how were the two gentlemen today in court? I mean, this is something that we don't talk too much about, but just the state of, of their composure and
well,
being in court.
The pair always remain a very cool demeanor when in the courtroom. I mean, not representative of the gravity of the charges that are faced, seemingly having confidence in their defense, which we understand will be that they will plead not guilty to the charges that are being presented before them in this quite critical case, a high-profile case, one of the many high-profile cases that we'll see unfolding in our courts. But a very cool demeanor from the pair as they appear cooperating with the justice system as they await that trial date. We hope that in the 24th of October that the case will start to see some movement after the outcome of the representations to the DPP.
Well, Canny, thank you so much for unpacking all of that for us. I really do appreciate it. Senior reporter there, Canny Maphanga.